GrannyKarma babies, welcome back to my channel. How have you guys been doing over these holiday days? Yes, guys, we just had Thanksgiving and now we're in December. We're in the Christmas month and we're in the Holy Month. And with everything that's going on around us, guys, I hope that you are remaining focused and you're preparing yourself and you're just doing things as they come natural to you and doing things so that you will be prepared for whatever comes down the pipe. Well, I am GrannyKarma, and I want to welcome all of my Karma babies, my new Karma babies, my old Karma babies. Welcome. If you're new, hit the subscribe button, become a Karma baby, join the family. And again, thank you to all of my Karma babies, new and old. Well, today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be canning some greens and ham hocks. Yes, some greens and ham hocks. I'm going to be posting another video that I will be showing you how I do the whole process of cooking my greens. Oh my goodness, I have a very special recipe, guys. They are delicious. And my greens consist of course, well, I use collard greens. I love collard greens. And also in my greens, I love using cabbage. So we have a cabbage, and I always put an apple in when I'm using cabbage. Always put an apple in. And I love putting it into my greens. It naturally gives a sweetness to the greens, and I don't have to add sugar. I never have to add sugar to my greens. Okay, so today what I'm going to be adding in, of course, we're going to have our greens. I'm going to show you as I go along. Over the holidays, I didn't make turkey. I made ham for Thanksgiving, but I did have a couple of turkeys that I bought, and what I did was I canned those turkeys. And here is some of the meat from the turkey that I canned. I also was able to get from that, oh my goodness, I got about 8 quarts and at least 8 pints of broth from the turkey that I made. I just took the carcass, you know, the back part and the parts that I would have normally just tossed. I put them in here, and I added my celery and carrots and garlic and onion in here, and I just let it just slow cook until I got this beautiful rich gorgeous broth. Isn't that amazing? So I'm going to be using that today also when I make my greens. Now I want to show you, I started my ham hocks yesterday. I basically cooked them yesterday, and then I put them in the refrigerator overnight. And I want to show you what happens. Just took them out of the refrigerator because I wanted you to be able to see what I have going on here. This on here, right here, is the fat from the ham hocks, okay? You can keep that in and use it, or you can toss it. Me, I'm gonna keep it because it's not a lot. Now I have my ham hocks are in here, but I just wanted you to be able to see exactly what it looks like. But here's the gold mine, guys. I want you to see this. Look at this. This is the gold mine. This is like a gelatinous jelly-like. Look at that. This is the gold mine. This is the bone broth. This is what the bone broth looks like when you cool it down. A lot of people use bone broth in soups. They use it in teas. You can use this in a lot of different things. It helps with inflammation. It helps with joints and bones hurting. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take this and I'm going to heat it up, and that's going to be the juice that I use for my greens. Let me show you. Here's some more, guys, right here, so you'll know what I'm working with when you see me using it, okay? I just put it in a jar and put it in the refrigerator overnight, and look at that. All of that rich nutrition. And this is when this happens, it's called, it's like a jelly kind of state, and it's gelatinous. Probably not pronouncing it correctly, but guys, look it up and you'll see all the wonderful benefits of it, okay? But we're going to be using this to blanch our greens in. And I'm just going to blanch the greens. I'm not cooking the greens or anything like that. I am just going to be blanching the greens. So I'm just going to put this back into my roaster, and we're just going to let all of this goodness become good again, okay? See? Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? That is absolutely beautiful, guys. I want you guys to be able to see how, you know, like in the olden days, nothing was taken for granted. All of this was used to flavor the food and, like I said, for many, many different health benefits. So I'm not going to waste any of this. Once we heat it up, it's just going to turn back into a beautiful liquid. The ham hocks that I have in here, I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to take it off the bone. I'm not going to can the bone parts of it that's in here, but that bone part is where I got all of my beautiful flavorings from. Look at that. That is beautiful. You don't toss that out. Look at how it shakes like jelly. Putting everybody back into the pot over here. Oh, things are not always easy, guys, as you know. Okay, so I'm just gonna put this out, guys. Talk about dropping, right? You guys know me. If it can be dropped, I'm gonna drop it. And this is enough to drop. Oh my goodness, this is so weird here. Okay, well, let's get everybody out. We're gonna get it all in there, one way or the other. It's okay. Okay. Slippery, slippery. Slippery, slippery, guys, when the road is wet. Oops. Don't expect that it's gonna be a pretty sight, but it's gonna be a pretty sight once we get it all done. So I'm just gonna let all of this heat up really nicely, and then I'm gonna take the bone out of here, and the rest of the meat, I'm gonna cut it up, and we're gonna use that in our cooking, okay? It should start up in a little bit. I've got it up on high. So we'll come back, we'll start dropping our collard greens in, and I just wanna wilt them down. I don't want to cook them, I just want to wilt them down, because they will go through that cooking process once I put them in the canner. Okay guys, so we've got our pot boiling here. And now we're just going to add some of our greens in here. Just going to drop them in there because we just want them to wilt. Just wilt down. And I'm trying to do this with one hand, guys. Bear with me. So we're just going to drop all these in, okay? Dropping stuff. I think I can use my hands for that. Put that on there like that, okay? Let's get these greens in there. Oh yes. And it's only going to take a few minutes for them to wilt down. I just want to get them a little tender. The greens and cabbage. The apples in there. So I have my greens, they're just wilted, and now I'm just going to drop them into my jars. Okay, drop them in the jars, one by one, and we're going to leave 1 inch headspace. Hope you can see that as I'm putting it into the jar here. Let's move these jars. The jars are hot, guys. Leave 1 inch headspace. I'm packing it, but I'm not pushing it too deep. You know, I don't want to. See? Why I wanted you to come inside and see into this pot. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, I wanted to make sure that you saw these delicious greens, the cabbage, and some ham from the ham hocks, and from the ham that we had on Thanksgiving, and some apple. So I just wanted to make sure that you could see inside of there. I'm going to continue filling up my jars. Now what we're going to do is we are going to put our hot water fill these up to the 1 inch. Perfect. And then, you know what, I'm going to come back in and I'm going to use my debubbler. So we're going to see exactly where we stand once I do the debubbler, right? go through and debubble. And after I debubble, I'm going to wind up with a bit more space here. Now I've got, I think, 16 jars here, so I'm going to go through and debubble them, see if we have any more space. Make sure that I can get down the center parts of it so that it gets cooked all the way around. Yep. Beautiful. Yes. Make sure I can get in the center all the way around. Nothing is left. Okay. Great. So we're not going to have like a clump and then it didn't get cooked fully. No, no, no. Everybody's going to get cooked. This worked out perfectly for 16 jars. Now, I am going to take them one by one and make sure that we clean our rims. Make sure we clean all of our rims. And these jars are hot, guys. Oops, I just dumped that whole thing in there. Let's go to another end here. Here, I got some more tissue right here. Okay, so that was the first one. So we're going to clean this one. After all of this work, we do want our rims to seal, right? So take them off here using a little vinegar. Clean the rims off. Got a mess going on here. Let's take it off the jars. Hot. Yes. Oh, just no, they're not quite. They're just kind of, you know, blanched.
Okay.
Now, let me go out here. I hope I can find my tray. I thought I had a tray in the extra one in here. But I don't see it. Let me go out here. So guys, now we're going to take our lids and I'm going to put them on one by one. Okay. Sometimes they can stick together and you have two of them. I've had that happen. So make sure you look. Just to be on the safe side. Now we're going to put our bands on. Oh, wait a minute, there's one missing. Okay, make sure you only got one. Okay, yeah, now we're going to put our bands on each one of these, and we're going to put them on fingertip tight, just fingertip tight. You don't want to put them on too tight, because you can tighten them so that when the pressure goes through, they will buckle, and you don't want that to happen. Okay guys, so we got a total of 16 pint-sized jars of our greens, and I'm going to put these into the canner. Pressure can, cook them 10 pounds for 70 minutes. And we'll come back when that process is all done, and we'll see how our greens are looking. I have the remainder of the vinegar here, and I'm going to put that in my canner. I already have 8 jars in here. I'm going to pour the remainder of this vinegar in there, and we're just going to put this on top. I have a tray there, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So you can see the tray there, and these I'm adding on top of what I already have in there. I have 8 at the bottom. They're sitting on a tray, and then I'm going to add 8 more, and we're going to cook 16 pint-sized jars all at one time. So let's finish putting that on and getting it ready to get to our first steaming process. Put all of these in. I'm so excited about these, guys. Very excited about this. Okay, one more. One more. Okay, so they're all in, and now I'm going to put my lid on. Okay, I have to line it up. Yep. There we go. Okay, so we're going to fasten it up. Okay, I have it turned up. I'm going to wait when it vents steam from here for 10 minutes. A steady flow of steam. Then we will put our weight on, which is a 10-pound weight. I placed the weight on at that time, and once the scale reaches here 10 pounds, not until then, when it reaches 10 pounds there, that is when I will start counting my 70 minutes. So right now we're just going to wait for the steam. It's going to take time for everything to get to the certain temperature for the steam to flow. 10 minutes. Then we'll go from there. I'll come back and show you the next process. So we have the continuous flow of steam for 10 minutes. Now I will place the weight on. Just put the weight on. The weight is going to, the pot is going to continue to pressurize. And when the gauge here reaches 10, that is when I will start my 70-minute countdown. 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I'll come back. Once it reaches 10, it's going to have to stay at 10, level off at 10 for my altitude for 70 minutes, and I'll come back. Okay guys, so now it's time to take them out of the canner, and look how beautiful those look. Look at that. That is just absolutely beautiful. We have a total of 16 jars. This one, it's gonna settle down, so it's got that beautiful broth. Look at that, isn't it gorgeous? I can hardly wait to open one. Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Smells wonderful. Wonderful. This lid off here. And I'm going to take the other 8 more jars. And we're going to put them. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Thank you guys very much for joining me in this kind of traditional collard greens with ham hocks. Thank you very much for joining me. I can't wait to dig in. They smell wonderful. I got 16 jars out of that, and this will make a wonderful single meal, even, you know, 2 meals out of one, depending on if I'm using it as just a side dish or if I'm using it as a main dish. I will also use it as a main dish. So I'm really excited about it. When they cool down, I'm going to clean them off and label them and everything and put them aside. And like I said, thank you very much for joining me. And remember, how others treat you is their karma. But how you respond, my babies, how you respond is your karma. Thank you very much, guys. See you later now. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye.